So Diablo 4 just released a major patch for Season 2. Very excited for these changes. Some of these changes include 5 new world bosses. Our gems are finally going to be a resource and no longer take up inventory space or bank space. They're going to rework the resistances to finally make them work, so hopefully sorcerers can be tanky, but generally everybody should feel tankier moving into Season 2. Renown is going to carry over, which is amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. So we no longer have to grind it. It's a one-time grind, one-time account unlock, and you have it forever, whether that be the Eternal or the Seasonal Realm. Great change. The game needed that. Less grind, the better. And then another change that's coming is going to be the search filter for the stash tab, so you can actually go and look for things specifically that you're trying to find. Again, these are great changes. Now, I want to keep this video short and talk about some things about this. I know a lot of people are excited, and I've waited to post my reaction to this because I've seen a lot of people just hopping on the bandwagon, being very excited for these changes, and again, I am. I'm very excited for these changes. This video is not meant to come across as negative, but more like constructive, and hopefully Blizzard sees it, or somebody who knows somebody that works at Blizzard sees it. I think these changes are awesome. A lot of quality of life, mainly, is nice. And the thing that's got me kind of like on the fence is the 5 new world bosses. Again, I'm confident that one of the new world bosses, or not even world boss, but just endgame boss in general, I'm very confident that boss is going to be obviously a seasonal, right? That's what they mean when they say that it's probably going to be a seasonal boss, because every season has like a boss. It seems like that's going to be the theme, is like every season will have an endgame boss that you can fight. And then they said basically 3 of the bosses are going to be reskins. Again, that's cool. I'm not really going to be like mad about that. I don't really care. I think some of the bosses were cool. And then obviously it's going to be like one new boss that they're going to come up with. So hopefully it's a good fight. But if my assumption is correct, they're going to basically be on about Uber Lilith level or slightly weaker. Again, these are great changes, but the problem with this is like if they are endgame bosses on par with Uber Lilith, in some realm close to difficulty, maybe a little bit easier, maybe a little bit harder, we just have to see. A lot of people aren't going to get access to that content, and I think that's going to be the problem, that the game is going to still feel the same even with this endgame content added. For me personally, I really wanted to see like endgame activities. You know, it's just something to pull you away from the grind. I'll use Destiny as an example. Destiny, it's not a great game. It has a lot of flaws. It needs a lot of work. But the reason why you can keep playing it is because there's just so many activities to do in Destiny. Like, you have something that can pull you away to push you to somewhere else, and etc. For example, if you're doing a lot of PvE, you can go into match-made PvP, and you can do that. If you get annoyed or frustrated with that, you can hop back into PvE, and there's like so many options in PvE. There's raids. There's just a lot of like content to do, and I think Diablo 4 needs that, because the problem is you go into Season 3 or Season 2 after completing the game in the Eternal Realm when it came out on launch, right? Let's say you did one character. Okay, by the time you skip campaign, you level up and you get into tier 3, you're at endgame at tier 3. Because the reason why is because you have access to Helltide, you have access to Nightmare Dungeons, you have access to Trio Whispers, even before you get to tier 3. Once you beat the campaign, it's open from the start. World bosses open up after you beat the campaign, but guess what? You make a new character, you can start world bosses in tier 2. So the problem is like when you jump into tier 4, there is nothing new for you to do other than Uber Lilith. And I think that's the problem. Again, even if they add more world bosses, that's not like fun content to me. Even if they add more like Uber bosses like Lilith, that's not fun to me. Because guess what? A lot of people who are going to experience those bosses are going to be like at the top percent of players. The casual player, the guy like maybe getting his character to like level 70, I think that's where they just drop off, because again, unfortunately, you get to level 70, and like I said, you've experienced the whole game. Your character's already geared by 70 for the most part. You can get with a good build into tier 4 at level 60, even like level 55. Well, on this druid, I posted a video of me getting into tier 4 at level 60, and I think I'm just really hoping that someone sees this video, like I said, and then they change something in the end game, because that's what it needs. The game needs more end game activities. I'll be making more suggestions in another video talking about what I think the game needs truly, like what sort of activity, but that's not what this video is, and I don't want to drag it out too long. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Are you excited for the patch? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content and you agree with what I said, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. I'll be posting more Diablo 4 content. Don't worry guys, I'm not quitting Diablo. I'm not just gonna play this game while it's hot and then I'm gonna dip. I love the game. I want to see it succeed, and I just want to make you guys good content. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Catch you later.